All right, got my remote for the gates. This way. All right. So yeah, I hope microphone works and everything. I'm trying to develop a new habit. It's been a couple times since I went back riding, like the past couple of years. And it happened when I used to ride, like before that too. But decided this time, after it happened a couple times, to nip it in the bud. And what I'm talking about is after I put on my helmet and put on my gloves, then I realized that I did not strap the D-rings. So it's just a little thing of putting on my helmet, putting on a glove, and tugging on my chin bar, not chin bar, my chin strap, to make sure that I actually fastened it with the D-rings, instead of just like getting on the bike, putting on my gloves, starting riding, and hearing it click, clank against my helmet, and then pulling over and taking my gloves off, fixing it. Yeah. So I decided to try and create a new habit and be mindful of that so it doesn't happen again. Now, let me see here. There's I might get a lot of wind noise today because the microphone, the poofy thing in the end of the microphone is missing. So we'll see. Anyway, it's been a while. It's been like a month. Over a month since my track day. So much gravel, and I have to turn here. That's what the rear brake is for. So, yeah, finally back. This is a beautiful road. So there wasn't so much gravel everywhere. You could have really go fast around here. But since it's like a hit or miss, I'll have to slow down because I don't know. Like all it takes is one truck to go down here and leave a bunch of gravel or mud. There's no way to see it in time because of the crests. I don't know how much of it is actually shown on the GoPro, but some of the road here, because of the crests, disappears in front of you until you're right up on it. So there's no room. Gravel driveways like this, you can't see them until it's too late. So anyway, so yeah, it's been a while. I had track day. I haven't released the footage except for my Instagram and stuff like that, just a little clips, but I need to sit down and edit it with the commentary. Lessons learned on my second track day with this bike. It's a lot of lessons learned, but there's one big one that I need to address. Maybe I'll get into it right now. So basically, let's see. It's something I realized a good option for me to advance with track riding is, well, it's to get a dedicated bike, but like with my budget, I don't have budget to go on a lot of track days or have like a really nice track bike. But if I sell my trailer, I might be able to afford a mini supermoto. Mini supermotos, the track days are about like 50 or 60 bucks. It's much more chill. There's no tech inspection at 7 in the morning. You actually, it's not as scary to get close to one another. You really work on, it's not scary to go full throttle. Bike feels good. I'm back to road tire pressures. So on the track I had it down to 30-30, even 30 and 28. But yeah. But now I'm back to, I normally on the street, depends on the temperature, but the kind of riding I'm going to do. But yeah, the manual says 36 in the front, 42 in the rear, and I usually drop 2, like 34 and 40. But yeah, it feels good to be back on the bike. After all this time, I had a trip, a vacation, to see my family, my parents, and took my immediate family to see my parents and siblings. It was nice. We were away for 3 weeks. I didn't do any riding. I didn't do any riding for about a month now. Me back. I only did one Swift ride to get it to get the oil nice and hot before the oil change. That's it. Try to slush it around, get all the grime off, go through all the gears. Yes, even 6th gear. I think it's important. I don't know where I was going with this, but here's the gravel. Okay, never mind. Back to the track day. Ooh, sport bike. Okay, back to the track day. So since it was only my 2nd track day, decided to work on the things, you know, progressing from day 1 from the last year where I had my first one, and work a lot on body position. I think I got a little bit better, still needs work, but I was holding the bike. I was avoiding unnecessary lean angle. Something I had a problem with last time. It's basically the point of having to doing the body position, leaning in into the turns, is to push the bike up and have more traction. And looking at my tire wear and everything, you can see that I was going, I don't know if faster than last time, but I wasn't really focusing on speed. Corners, maybe I was going even a little bit slower, but in the body, I was working on the body positioning. be honest. One thing I noticed is was running a gear too low everywhere. And for this bike, like if it was on a 600 or if it was on an inline 4, yeah, it would have made more sense to keep the revs up the way that I did. But for this bike, I need to keep it in the mid-range more, because what would happen, keep it at a high gear. First of all, I don't have a quick shifter, so changing gears, I'm losing time, and I just make life, like it draws away from really focusing 100% on the other things. So coming in a little, like a gear higher, I have the torque to come out of the corner just because of sheer power this bike has. But then I don't have to immediately bother with changing up. So when I did stay, like the few times, it took me a while to get that, but the times that I did keep it a gear higher, I was doing much better on the exiting the corner, and even braking into the corner. Yeah, it didn't have the help. It didn't have as much help with the trail braking. But it was worth it on the exit. More gravel. So just the fact that you see that as soon as I get to like 5,000, it's just raw. And if I wanted to, this is a quarter throttle and very gentle. If I'm a little more violent, like I can make a power wheelie of that out of the corner. So yeah, so that's lessons for next time. If there's going to be a next time on this bike, is keep it, most of the track, keep it at a gear higher than what I did last time. There's only a few second gear corners, but most of the wide corners that I have, I need to be taking a third gear. And just, instead of second gear at 8,000 RPM, I'm going to take it third gear at 6.5. And then I have all this like flexibility coming out of the corner. I have time to organize myself, and I don't have to change gear until the bike is completely upright. So something that helped me with upper body positioning. Wow. Something I don't do on the street, but maybe I'll start doing that when I do want to engage my upper body a little more. It's not just this. First of all, yeah, you aim your chest at the apex, the exit. To not get crossed up, you gotta make sure that you open your hips up and really like point your crotch at the exit as well, so you're not crossed up and your chest is facing one way and your hips are facing the other. Like in the 80s and 90s MotoGP racers, they used to ride a little crossed up like that, or some of them did. And at the higher speeds, it's just, yeah, they made it work, but I'm not at that level to make that work for me. So there's that's the not getting crossed up, but something cool that helped me with my upper body a lot, with support, because like my lower body was fine. I've been working on my lower body for a while. Upper body was what I was like new at, starting to work at. And looking at the pictures, I still have a ton of work to do, but still, one thing that helped me is take my forearm, like right here, and place it up against the gas tank on my outside arm. Just have it touch a lean on the gas tank, whichever arm is outside, so I can straighten it, take my chin forward and try to, you know, they say kiss the mirror, but really, like, it goes there, the head and the upper body will go forward by bending the inside elbow. Straighten the outside arm across the gas tank, have your good touch the gas tank with your forearm just so you'll have some point of reference without looking, and it gives you a little bit of support for your weight. And really bend, and the more I bend the inside elbow, the more it sends my upper body forward. And it's not really, you don't have to get that low with your upper body as much as you want to get forward. And by going forward, it gets low. So putting my head like right down here by my inside foot will not help me as much as putting my head over here by the bar end, or my chin forward in front of it. So again, I'm just a novice, so take my advice with a grain of salt later. I'm just telling you something that helped me out without it, and I still do have a hard time with upper body positioning. Lower body got us sort of pretty well, I think. I don't know, maybe. There's still work to be done on it, but distributing my weight seemed easy enough. Putting weight on the pegs. But yep, we're not the only people here. This is for everyone to share. Here's a cool tip. Coming in on a road like this, right? So you see the street coming up on the right. If somebody's turning out from there, and I'm like all up on the car in front of me, especially a big car like this minivan, or even worse with that truck. I'm all the way over here on the left side. Let's see, you see this truck coming out. If he was waiting, and I'm all the way on the left side and all the way up on they won't be able to see me until it's too late. They're going to think that's the last car, this minivan, and then they'll go right after it comes and hit me on the side. So you gotta keep your distance, and if there's cars coming in to this road from the right, don't stay all the way up to the left because they can't see you. So keep a little more distance. You can even go to the right like I am right now, so they'll see that van is not the last car they're waiting for. And not everything is an emergency, right? Somebody slows down to turn off the highway. It's not a big deal. Like, you can slow down gradually. You have all this time to calmly get up the throttle and brake a little bit if you have to. Sometimes you don't even need the brakes because you have enough space, or just closing up the throttle will slow you down enough sometimes. And just makes it a much more pleasant experience than elbows out if I'm trying to storm everything head on. Again, use your judgment. Sometimes riding aggressively is the safer bet, but I'm talking as a general rule in these kind of situations. See, they're touching their brakes. He's touching his brakes because he's too close to the car in front of him. Every time the car in front of him lets off the throttle, he has to use the brakes. In the minivan, as we following too close. Or she, I don't know. Keep a little bit more distance. All it takes is just, less throttle. Don't have to touch anything, right? I'm not using the brakes right now. Starting to use them here. I hope they're not going the same way as I do after this turn. They probably will. Suspension is still kind of hard from the track. I might back off at least the rear one, the preload, when I get to work. It's so easy to do now that it's unstuck with that remote adjuster. Just go like 2 clicks, that's all I need. And it'll be nice and cushy again. Not too cushy, but like road firm instead of track firm. Nowhere to overtake here, so I didn't even care waiting to make that left. I wouldn't care either way, but I know I'm going to be stuck behind this minivan too. So just taking my time here. Also, when the corn is tall like this, you can't tell if an animal jumps out. There's no time to do anything. Nice to be in the shade too. Taking my time. "95 degrees outside. So to get this moment of shade, you want to milk it out. Gravel. Why aren't they turning? Shit! The what?
Your camera?
Yeah.
See? You see it though.
He called him.
At Fairview Road and Lawyer. Indians Road. It was a SUV. It hit a motorcycle.
Turn it off.
No, just be still, baby. Just be still. You need somebody I need to call for?
Thank you. They won't be able to see me until it's too late. They're going to think that's the last car, this minivan, and then they'll go right after it comes and hit me on the side. Alright, I don't know if it's recording right now, but yeah. So, just watched the rider go down. Lady ran a stop sign right in front of him, couldn't stop in time. It's a shame. FJR with luggage. Luggage is destroyed. A lot of the fairings and all the front cowl and the sides. Rider is fine. He had a full face helmet, but he had like farm boots and no other gear. But just some scrapes and bruises. And probably he's going to feel whiplash tomorrow and the day after. But yeah, luckily didn't snap anything or break anything. Goes to show you, anyone can pull out. Can pull out in front of you at any time. They can't see you. He wasn't going fast either. It's over a crest that you can't really see past. It's a shame, but I'm glad he's okay. Scrapes on the scrapes that he has on his knees and elbows, forearm. It's exactly where the armor goes on jackets and pants. So yeah, it's a lesson for everyone. Saw the side of her car is dented, like the rear passenger door. Some of the bike hit it. Apparently I didn't even see that it hit it, but looking at that door, that's a bike-shaped dent right in it. And he tried to stop, and that's how he flipped the whole bike over himself. I don't know how much of it is on the video, but I think the van in front of me might have hid some of it, but she admitted to it to the police officer. I just stayed enough for him to see, to make sure that to get his info so he can get the video off of me. And but they don't really need the video since she admitted this to the cop.